Right. So now we're recording this, and I've just given some instructions about the prompt. I will actually put those instructions in the YouTube video description as well when I load it up onto YouTube. So now I'm going to share the screen again, but this time I'm going to go into ChatGPT. I'm going to get it to actually create that list. So ChatGPT, and share my screen. And I can only see Grant now. Am I sharing my ChatGPT screen, Grant? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm going to paste it in there. So I've opened a new chat in ChatGPT. I'm just going to paste that prompt in there. So copy and paste. So there is that prompt. Okay. And now I'm just going to click the arrow, and it's going to start to create that list for me while it thinks about it. Look, it didn't do it in columns. It never does as it's told. I want it in columns. I want this in columns. So sometimes it just goes off on its own. And, you know, I've tested this so many times, and then it'll come back and do it all on its own. I want this in columns. So 2 columns. See if it'll do it this time. I love it when it doesn't do it right. Oh, it's done it wrong again. It will do it right eventually. But this is the thing with chat. You do something at once and it does it. And then you do it again, it goes somewhere completely different. I want to separate columns side by side. Let's see if it gets it there. No! Never work with children and animals. ChatGPT.
ChatGPT is a child.
Yes, well, columns side by side times 2, please. Nope. I'm going to kill it.
Say please.
The 2 lots of info into columns. See if it does it that way. So, you know, I could scream. Anyway, so it did it before when I tested it. So I'm going to go back and find the one that I did it with a testing to save your time. So let's have a look. Social media content ideas. Let's see if it's in this one. Look at that. I told you it did it. So I'm gonna it was the same prompt. Can you believe that? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna save this here before we waste any more time. I'm going to go into Canva, and I'm going to click on plus in Canva, and I'm going to choose a square. So I'm going to choose social media and come across Instagram and come across to Instagram post square. It could be any square, but Instagram post square's great. And then I'm going to put 2 lots of text on here as our master copy. So if I just click on text and put 1 lot of text on there and move that, and we can have that as being like the soothing quote at the top, and then another lot of text. I'll just duplicate that. Okay, there, like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the first one, because I need to know how much space we need. So I'm going to go back to ChatGPT. I'm going to this first one, which is in speech marks. I'm just going to copy it like that, copy, and come back into there, and I'm going to copy that into the top so that I can get the sizing right. Now, we never let the text block go right to the edges like that. So we're going to bring that in and then just click on it and move it into the center. It's way too big and I don't like the font, so we're going to go with a little bit more of a fancier font. Let's have a look. Laura, that looks nice. We'll go for an italicized one and we're going to bring it down in size. Okay, so that's the first one. We've got that. The second one, let's just check it's got a similar amount of text. It's got a bit more text, so we'll allow it a bit more text on this. This is probably the longest one out of all of them. So I'm going to copy that. And this will make sense when you see what I'm going to do next. And I'm going to paste that into there and click paste. And then bring that down in size. I'm going to bring this again, bring this into the edge because we don't want it going right up to the edges where the purple outline is, and put that there. If you move it around, you'll see that it welds to the sort of middle. That's not a technical term, weld. It goes to the middle like that, and you see a purple line down the center. You know you've got it dead in the middle. Then go up to Canva, then go to the font that I chose before, which was Laura, and I'm going to bring it in a little bit more, I think, because it seems a little bit. There we go. Okay, so we've got that bit done. Now, background wise, we don't have to be too fussy about things like this. And we've got some lovely backgrounds already built in to the colours on the left hand side. So I click on the block there, come down here, click on see all, and you can see there's some lovely combinations of colours. You know, even a gold there, which is quite nice, or a dark blue like that, which gives a kind of shimmering metal effect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with the blue, and I'm going to change this to white at the top. Click on the text and click on the A and go to white like that, and then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to click on white again for that one. Okay, now you could play around with this as much as you like. You know, you could put stars in the background, you could put anything. You might have a logo. So if I just come up here and go for, let's have logo, I'll just put something in the middle there just as a for a bit of fun, you know, just so you could actually put your logo in there if you want, and the name of your company. So let's just get a little logo out of here for somewhere. There we go. Hillary will like that. It's like her logo. And then make that go to the center like that. And then just change the colour of it, maybe. If it allows us to change the colour, does it? No, it doesn't. So, and you could put the name of your company across there. You can do anything with it. Okay, so we've got our master copy set up now. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go along to this here, and we're going to copy all of this. We don't want the word columns copying. So let's see if I can do it without the words columns copying. There we go. And go all the way down like that. I'm going to copy all of it. Copy. Then I'm going to go back into Canva here, and I'm going to come down this side here, and I'm going to look for bulk create. Now, if you don't see bulk create, you'll see it's got like a little plus and a couple of squares. If you don't see it here, then all you need to do is click on apps and start typing in bulk. So if you're putting bulk in the apps, it will create. Let's have a look. It will take you to bulk create within this area here. You'll see it. It'll pop up. Okay, but I use mine, so it's already in my side panel. So you click on bulk create, and this appears. Okay, and I'm going to put enter data manually. So click on that, and I'm going to clear the table, and then I'm going to click on this first one here, and I'm just going to click paste, and it puts all that text that I put in 2 columns. Now there was only one column when we did that. If you notice, I'll do it again. So clear that. There's only one column, but you just click on the number 1 and click paste, and it puts them all down, and that's all 30. Okay, now this first one at the top, I'm going to name this quote, and I'm going to name this one text. You'll see why in a minute. Okay, and then I'm going to click done, and that's it. So now I come up here to this text, and I'll right click on the text, and it allows me to connect data. See this thing here, connect data. I'm going to click on connect data, and look what we see. The word quote is there and the word text is there. So I'm going to click on the word quote, and it puts a little note there on the side, and that's gone purple now. So it knows that this is the quote section. And so I'm going to do the same here. Click on this, right click, click on connect data, and then click on text. And so that's text. So all of the quotes are going to go in this space, and all of the text are going to go on this space here. Okay, so now all I need to do, step 3, is click continue. It shows me that all of this has been allocated, all 30. Yeah, and now it's giving me the option. It says create 30 designs. So I'm going to click on create 30 designs, and it creates 30 designs. So it just said it was ready. So let's see where it was ready. Has it put it in the one next to it? Let's have a look. Nope, not added it there yet. So let's see where. Okay, I'll click again. I might have to click on this bit at the top here. View design. There we go. So there's 30 designs now. So the first one, rest begins when the mind feels safe. And that was the first one we created. If I go down, the next one, you don't have to force sleep. The next one, calm thoughts invite deep rest. The next one, your body remembers how to sleep. The next one, nighttime can feel peaceful, and so on and so on and so on. And now what I would do is I would go through all of these, and I would make some little adjustments as I went along. Now, it wouldn't take long to make the adjustments. But first of all, I'm going to check that none of them are going off the bottom, and there shouldn't be, because I chose the longest piece of text anyway. But when I say make adjustments, I'm just going to go to the top. So I'm happy with the first one, come to the second one. Okay, you could probably get away with this text being a bit bigger and force the word force onto the next line. So all I do is click on the text and start clicking on the 59 until that happened. And then that means that the sleep's going over to the logo. So you can do one of two things. You can either lift that up, physically lift the text up, or you can click on this little T here, and it allows you to move the line depth like that. So I just move that up a little bit like that, and that's fine. And again, you can just do these micro adjustments. Same with this one. I'd do the same with this one, just to make the text bigger. Because as I said, a lot of the time people see things on the mobile phones. But what you've done is you've created, and with this one, I would make the text bigger on this one because there isn't a lot of text there. So I would just lift that like that. But you've created 30 posts in minutes, literally, providing you can get ChatGPT to do as it's told. Yeah, you've done it in minutes, and it is so easy to do this. Now, you don't have to. If you thought, well, I don't want it looking the same every day, say this was Tuesday's post, then you could just click on the background, click up here, and you can click on see all, and you could change, get rid of that. So click on that. You've got that, see all, and you could change it to that and change that to black if you wanted. You can then go to the next one, and you can alternate this for like 4 weeks. You could choose that one to be a bit more of a kind of ready gold, more of a copper, and then keep going through it like that, and just change it for each day. So if you had, there's 7 choices there, you've got 7 days, and then just recycle it again. So Monday's blue, Tuesday's gold, another one's bronze, like that. And then just adjust the text as you go. But it's not going to take you long. You know, if you spent half an hour, that would get you all of those posts done and ready. And then when it comes to downloading, then all you do is you come up here, you click on share, and then once you've clicked on share, you click on download. You want them as PNG files because that's a higher resolution. So you click on PNG, so that's already selected by default. You want all 30 pages, and it's going to download it for you as a zip file. So I'll just do that. So download it, it's downloading it all here, and you're going to see it'll pop up here, it'll say zip file. So there, bulk zip. And then you just unzip that file, and all 30 images are there within that block. All done for you, all ready to post. And imagine you could get like 2 months of posts done, you know, in a morning, and have them all scheduled and ready, and be well on top of things instead of spending so much time in front of the computer, because nobody wants to spend loads of time in front of the computer. One of my clients the other day, I'm just teaching a Canva, and she's doing a lead generation device, I guess, you know, a PDF lead generation. So I said, right, create that little document, but don't make it any more than 2 pages. And then you're going to create a post, and then you're going to put the post out to say, who wants this document? It's free. Just comment a word, and then people comment that word and she'll deliver it. She didn't listen to me. 2 days she spent creating a 12-page document that there's a good chance no one will ever read. The purpose of that document was to get people to show their interest, and in the document was a link to an offer. The document was so long they're not even going to see the offer at the end of it if they wade through the document. But it's so easy to get lost in our ideas of being perfectionists and making it our best work ever. No one's judging. If it's 80% good, it's brilliant as far as social media is concerned. So don't spend your life making things perfect. Look at it with these special glasses on that you have called the 80% glasses, and decide, yeah, that's good enough. Next. And keep moving on. But if you find yourself labouring over something, then ask yourself, who's this for? It's not for you. It's not going to have an award pinned on the wall. It literally is idea, execute, next. Idea, execute, next. Because less than 10% of people are going to see it anyway within your page. So don't overthink things. I know the people who are smiling are guilty of this. Don't overthink things. Don't spend so much time on something that you like making it a masterpiece, a perfect piece of work. It'll never get you back the investment of time. Now, if it's a learning exercise and you're doing it because you're doing it over and over again to learn something so you become really efficient at it, then brilliant. But if I was to say to you that I've been doing this for years and I've created thousands of posts and hundreds of documents, and the ones that have had the most response of the ones that I didn't really think were very good. It's got nothing to do with me. Obviously, it's the audience that's receiving it. But I thought, nah, that probably won't do very well. And then I get 300 people wanting it. And I'm like, crikey. And 2 years later, people are still asking for it. Hey, what is it about that thing? It was a bit of just an afterthought. And I thought, oh yeah, that's an idea. I'll put it out there. But yeah, don't labour on stuff for too long. Just get it done and move on to the next thing. It isn't your life's work, or you don't want it to be your life's work, and you don't get good at creating stuff if you're spending loads of time on one thing. It's great to get something done and then move on and then learn again and move on and learn again and just keep, coming up against little barriers. But it was just a typical case in point where I said to the client, just a two-page document, 2 pages for, even put that in an email. How did 2 pages get from 2 to 12? And it's a great way of getting frustrated and getting despondent and thinking, nobody wants my stuff, all that work I put into it, and nobody wants it, nobody's interested in it. So, yeah, just a little bit of advice there on not being a perfectionist and getting the stuff done and moving on to the next thing, and feeling the satisfaction of it being finished. And who knows? Just that little idea that you had that took you 10 minutes might get you a couple of clients or get some engagement. So does anybody have any questions? Please ask any questions about what I just went through there with the bulk create. Anything that you missed or you wasn't quite sure about that you'd like me to point out again, don't be embarrassed to ask, please.
Kev, how would you, instead of doing a post every day, how would you do it so it's one every other day?
Oh, well, you've got 2 months of posts then, haven't you, if you do 30?
Yeah.
So you just do it every other day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, you can schedule posts. I think you can only schedule a month in advance. So, you could schedule 15 posts.
Okay.
And put
Yeah.
them in there and just, again, vary the colours, make it look a bit different. I mean, I follow a copywriter and all of his posts are the same colour. It's just white on red. It's always the same. Now, as a copywriter, I'd say he knows what he's doing when it comes to marketing. But I recognise his posts every time. Now, it's white writing on a red background. Now, when you think of how much effort it takes to do that, no time at all. So easy. Now, you can either do the effect where you actually go into Facebook and you put in a minimal amount of letters and it allows you to put white, the letters against the white background, because that's like a feature within it where you can choose different coloured backgrounds. But once you go above a certain letter count, it then just makes it text.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I like to actually do the graphics with the text in Canva, so I'm not counting, the amount of characters I've got. So I just go into Canva and just create a white background. White on red or white on black. But you don't even need to think about, I'll just add a bit of colour here and a bit of colour there. And, if it's nice and bold, people read it. They see it. They read it.
Mm.
And think about this. It's the quality of what you've got to say as well. It's not, flashing it up to try and impress. Because there's so much competition visually on Facebook or anywhere. If it just stands out and it's to the point, then it gets your message across. And you'll know if you're getting your message across by people's engagement. And the thing with the engagement as well, look at engagement as an indication of interest. It doesn't have to be a comment. They might like it. Somebody likes your post and you've put a post out there which was maybe a bit philosophical or was asking about, or giving a bit of kind advice about something, and somebody likes it, see it as an indication of interest and spend the time to actually sending that person a message, a direct message, and say, thank you for liking my post. Was there anything in particular that resonated with you? Because some people are just a bit shy, or they might think, oh yeah, that really makes sense to me, I feel that, and then they don't take any further. But if you reach out and say, oh, thanks for liking my post, was there anything that resonated with you? Then there's a conversation starter. And it's a conversation starter away from the public eye, because it's in Messenger. Now, I've generated loads of business by doing that. And it doesn't come across as salesy, because it's not. You're just checking in with them. Was there anything in particular that resonated with you? And if they say, well, actually, yeah, I've been thinking about getting some coaching. There you go. If they say, no, I just liked the message. It was cool. Oh, thanks very much. And you can gauge whether they want to go further or not. So it's not pushy. It's just conversational. But if you're not doing that, you're kind of leaving money on the table in a sense, because those indications. Now, if somebody loves it, or somebody leaves a comment, then you can thank them for that as well. You can thank them for leaving a comment. You can put in a direct message. So indications of interest. Don't go, oh, I've got 5 likes today, and that's it. They don't buy anything. You can't go down to the shops and say, oh, I'd like that packet of crisps there. I've got 5 likes here. Can I exchange them, please? One of those likes might convert into a client. You never know. I've done loads of things where it's actually started a conversation and it's ended up being a really good business relationship in many different areas. You're on their radar. Yeah. Imagine all of the thousands of people. So you're on their radar, and so it's almost like you've got permission to just take another step forward. It's kind of like, from dating theory, it's kind of like taking a step forward to go for the kiss, but not going all the way. So if the other person goes, ooh, no, that wasn't what happens next, then, don't you? But it's just that, it's using that sort of engagement, social dynamics is the word I was looking for. It's that engagement thing. Just explore that and see what comes of it. But yeah, there you go, 30 posts, 1 month or 2 months that you've created in no time at all. Now imagine if you was to sit down thinking, oh my goodness, what am I going to post? A whole month ahead of me. Oh my God, I'm overwhelmed already. Where's the coffee? Oh, donut. I think I'll go for a walk. And all of a sudden it's Tuesday. Oh, I still haven't got those posts done. What am I going to write? Whereas with something like this, it comes up with ideas. So it's giving you, AI is a creative tool. That's the thing. It's a creative tool for you to use for your advantage, so you can spend more time doing the things you love and not the things that you hate. It just makes it easier for you. So any other questions?
No, I like the fact you being able to follow it and do what you've done just makes it a lot easier for me, because I'm one of the, and my daughter says I'm a computer dinosaur.
A technophobe, Grant.
Well, that's the other word for it as well. Yeah, Mike.
Yeah. Now, the other thing is as well, don't overcomplicate things. If you're going to put images in the background and stuff like that, make sure that you can read the text against the image. Don't make it difficult. Just because you like the picture of butterflies, and the metaphor of metamorphosis and stuff like that, and it makes it more difficult to read, then actually it's losing its impact. If you want to put a butterfly up in the top left-hand corner, just as a little subtle, metaphor, then great. But it's like when desktop publishing came out. Do you remember when desktop publishing came out? And everybody would use every font available on a leaflet. It was like font vomit. Every single font would go in there, and you could see the people who didn't have a design eye, because they'd use multiple colours, multiple fonts, and it'd be like, it would give you a headache. And then gradually people started to realise that they should stop touching the desktop publishing software and leave it to somebody who's got an eye for it. Well, the lovely thing is with Canva is that it will actually give you templates to use as well, and those templates have been correctly designed. So if you're not quite sure about what to do and you just want to take it a little bit further than just text on a background, then just go to the template section within the when I went there onto the Instagram posts. It gives lots of templates on the left hand side. If you go at the top where it says design, click on that and it'll give you loads of ideas for designs, and just pinch one of those designs and modify it for your own use.
So
Don't try and invent the wheel.
yeah, because I mean, I'm going to be using obviously Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. So you'd have to do three separate ones.
Yeah, so the easiest way of doing that, Grant, and that's a great point. I'm going to share my screen again. So let me just come in here and share the screen. Yeah, that's a great point. So if I just go back up to the top here, we've got 30 posts done. You've recolored them all. You've got them how you want. You've got the text to the right size. Brilliant. So Grant, you mentioned that you wanted to go on where Facebook, LinkedIn, and
Instagram.
okay. So your Facebook and Instagram use the same size.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now your Instagram, you'd get away with this size, yeah. But if you just wanted to change the shape a little bit, you can actually come into this here where it says resize in the top left hand corner, yeah. Click on resize, and then you can choose a different size here. Now, if I was to put Instagram, it's going to say an Instagram post ratio of 3:4. So it gives all the different ones there. If I was to say LinkedIn background photo, no, LinkedIn post, oh, they're square as well. So all of these will apply to LinkedIn posts. So you don't need to adjust them.
Okay.
Yeah. But you could if you wanted by doing this, and all you do is just type in where you wanted it to go, and it will generate. And in fact, I'll do it. I'll just put in there Facebook. So Facebook post. So if I wanted it more of a rectangle, I can click on Facebook post like that, and then copy and resize. And what it's doing now, it's copying all 30. It's resizing them all. And I'll just click on that, and it's now going to open the resized ones like that, and they're all done.
Right.
All 30 of them have all been resized.
So how then would you share that lot onto all three at this? Can you do it all at the same time, or would you have to do separate?
No, you'd have to get a scheduling app to do that.
All right.
So that would be a little bit more technical, but you're coming to London at the end of the month anyway for the marketing mastery course, and you'll see how it's done there.
Oh, okay, magic.
In detail.
Yeah, I'll bring my iPad and laptop.
So that's how you resize something really easily. It's got that function in there. Any other questions before I move on to the next?
No, that's fine, thank you.
Next thing, you've got that. Anybody need to go and have a toilet break or grab a drink of water or anything? Go and have a 2-minute break, and we'll come back, and I'll just chat away while people do what they need to do. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to look at creating a guided visualization in Canva from scratch. That's the recording of it, the background image, outputting it as an MP4, putting some music in the background, lowering the volume of the music, and yeah, is that useful for people to be able to do that? Or any it doesn't have to be a guided visualization. It could be a little meditation. It could be just something to help your clients in between sessions to calm down and relax. It's a nice giveaway. Or you could create something with a little bit more meat to it, and it could be longer, and it could be something like you was going to sell. It might be part of a course. Imagine you was creating a series of recordings for people for, say, perimenopause. You was putting a course together for that, and you wanted to help them. And so you might have 5 different recordings, each one covering a different issue, in sequential order, and you create all of those, and you can do it all within Canva. Now you have to download it and then put it somewhere like YouTube or Vimeo. If you wanted to make it private, you can put it on YouTube and make it so people can't see it for searching, but you just give people the link so they can view it. You can even create courses now on YouTube where you can actually put recordings into YouTube and make them into a course where people have to pay for them. I haven't got the sort of time to go through that today, but that is worth exploring. More and more of these platforms are trying to be more and more comprehensive, so you stick on them. And because of AI and the functionality of AI, it's given them more option to be able to do that. But being able to record stuff, whether it's something light or something quite meaty, you can do it all within Canva. Canva does limit you to 25 minutes of a voice recording in like one go. But that doesn't mean to say you can't make a 45-minute voice recording. You just do a 20-minute and a 25-minute one. You just add them together. That's it. So it really is. It's just for the length of time that you're actually recording your voice. And I'll show you just how to edit that audio as well if the audio has any blips in it, if anything goes wrong. So let me just check in the... So I'm going to first of all show you one that I created yesterday, and I put on YouTube yesterday, and I've had 11 views already. So I'm going to go into... Let's have a look. Get the right screen. Okay, right, I'm going to share my screen now and share sound. Okay, so Grant, can you see the passing wave on the screen?
I can, yes.
Okay, so this is a guided meditation. It's 8 minutes long. I'll show you the full sort of length of it. It's 8 minutes long. As you can see, those little breaks are where I've made a little blip and I've edited it. So I've done 1, 2, 3, 4 edits in there in 8 minutes. I've added an image, which is that of the wave, and then I've added a red background, which is that, and I've also added text on top of it, which is that, and I just coloured that in the red as well, so it all blended in. In hindsight, not the easiest thing to read. I was just trying to be fancy. But I will actually sort of change that, and I'll put some different options in on thumbnails within YouTube. But so that is one that I created yesterday. So as you can see, it's got layers to it. So it's got the layer of the sound, it's got the layer of the colours and the images, and the actual text as well. The sound part of it, let me just click on, so let's just see if I can see the sound, if it'll give me that now. There we go. Move down. It's got sound and it's got some music in the background as well. So there's quite a few layers to it. So I will give you a kind of rundown on where to start on this and how to build it up, but I'm only going to make it really, really short, the actual recording. So let me go back onto here. So I'm going to go to home. So you go into home, you go into create, which is a video, and let me just see if I can Tessa, could you just mute your device? Thank you. That's okay. I could just hear some crackling in the background, that was all. Wonderful. So you come into a video. So I've selected video. It's important that you select video if you want to record something, because if you just select image, it won't let you record anything and you'll just be frustrated. So we can see here it's got a timeline down below, but there's nothing in it. And you can see you've got a blank screen. And over here, you come to the little arrow facing a cloud, which is called uploads. You click on that, click on uploads, and you see upload files, and underneath record yourself. Very subtle. You click on record yourself, and you've got a choice: generate AI voice, screen recorder desktop, or record a talking head. This is the one you want, record a talking head. You click on that and you'll see this screen come up. There is the head. Now if my camera was on like that, oh, it's already been used, so you can't use it. That's fine, I didn't want to use it. So it's got my microphone here, so make sure it's the correct microphone that you're using, and I can see it's the correct microphone because you can see this sound bar moving underneath the word record here on the button. Okay, so it's going to count down from 3 to 1 and then you start speaking. So if you can get the timing right at the beginning, it's going to save you some editing. So I'm just going to start a few seconds of that the passing wave meditation that I did yesterday. So I'm going to come to click on record it. It's going to count down. So let's just take a moment to arrive. Feet resting on the floor, hands somewhere comfortable, nothing you need to achieve here, nothing to get right. You're simply giving yourself a quiet few minutes. Now I'm going to make an error here. I'm going to pause and I'm going to continue so that I can delete that. You're simply giving yourself a quiet few minutes. Allow the body to settle into the chair. Feel the support underneath you. Notice the contact points of your feet, your back, your hands. There's no special breathing to do. The body already knows how to breathe. So I'm going to stop there, and obviously it's going to record me saying, so I'm going to stop there as well. And I'm going to click done. So now that is recorded, but it isn't live until I come up to the top right hand corner and click on save and exit. When I do that, it automatically uploads that recording here. So that's uploaded the recording. Now you
It'll get it all back.
Was that a question? Was that a question somebody had, or was that somebody in the background?
Sorry, Kev, it was me. I thought I was in mute.
Okay, no worries. So, we've got this little icon here. Inside there is contained your recording. So you need to get the recording out of there. Now, they've kind of made this a bit complicated, but it isn't. So all you're going to do is you're going to click on those 3 little dots and you're going to click on extract audio down at the bottom. And it's extracted the audio now. Can you see that? Along there. Now I'm going to leave that little head thing there for the time being. I'm just going to go through this audio and I'm going to edit it. So I'm just going to click on it and you're going to hear me speaking. So let's just take a moment to arrive. Feet resting on the floor, hands somewhere comfortable, nothing you need to achieve here, nothing to get right. You're simply giving yourself a quiet few minutes. Now I'm going to make an error here. I'm going to pause and I'm going to continue so that I can delete that. You're simply giving... Okay, so I'm going to go to there where that error happened. I'm going to make sure that this block here is highlighted. We know it's highlighted because it's got a little purple line around it. And I'm going to come up to the top of the page and click on this little split symbol here and click split and watch what happens. It splits the text. Okay, then I'm going to move this along, and I'm going to go to where, in fact, let me just move it there, and then I can see it better. So it's about there, isn't it? So I'm going to move that to there, and I'm going to split it there as well, because that's where it ended. And I'm going to click. Oh, it's not highlighted. That's why it didn't work. Move it and click split. So it split it there. So now I've got this text and this text that I've been reading. This bit in the middle I don't need. So I can, with that highlighted, I can just come up to the little trash can here and click delete. And what happens is it deletes that little bit of audio. So now if I move that along, I'm just going to left click down and pull that across, and it sticks to that one like that. There we go. And then if I just play towards the end, a quiet few minutes. You're simply giving yourself a quiet few minutes. Allow the body to settle into the chair. Feel the support underneath you. Notice the contact points of your feet, your back, your hands. There's no special breathing to do. The body already knows how to breathe. So I'm going to stop there. So we know that it ends there. So I'm just going to bring that back. And here's another way of editing. I can just come here, put the cursor over the end of that, and see those arrows appear. Left click down and just pull it back to the point where I know it ends. And there you go. We've done 2 edits on that text now. So it begins. So let's just take a moment to arrive. And then it goes from there, transitions into the bit where I cut it, and then it ends on the right place. So that's great. That's all done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a background image. And the reason why I'm doing that is that I want to get rid of this. But if I get rid of this now, everything shrinks back to 5 seconds here, not 40 seconds. So I'm going to put a background image in first. So I'm just going to click on photos. Now, some people think, oh, let's put a video in the background and spend hours trying to stretch videos and everything. Don't give yourself the pain. Just put an image. People have got their eyes closed, not even going to see it. The purpose of this is so we actually can put it out there as being a video, but actually it's just an audio, but presented as a video. So there's a bit of sky there. So I'm going to click on the sky. I should have gone with wave, shouldn't I, really? But anyway, I'm going to pull that sky. So all I'm going to do is hover over it and pull it out to a little bit past the end, like that. So there's the background. So we know that as that's playing, we've got the sky in the background. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this. And can you see the little trash can? I'm going to click on the trash can, and it gives me 2 options. Delete video or delete frame. I don't want to delete the video because that means I'm deleting all the audio as well. I'm going to delete the frame. So just click delete frame, and there we go. And that's got rid of that that actual icon there. That can just, oh, I cut it in half. That's why it's done it. So let me delete the frame again. Delete frame. It's gone completely now. So now we've got like 44 seconds in total. And so we want a bit of, let's say we want a bit of music in the background, but we want to put some text on there as well to name it. So text wise, what we'll do here is we're actually creating the thumbnail for the video at the same time as creating the video. So it saves you some time. So click on text, click on title. I'm just going to call this the passing wave. Meditation, like that. I'm going to drag that over to this side within that sort of parameters there. Can you see that there was a little outline that appeared? Pass it up to there. And then I'm going to change. This is a nice style actually. Lolita 1 is a nice style for thumbnails. If I was to enlarge that and just keep enlarging it, you'll see that it's nice and easy to read when it's large. And I could actually just put that and I could come across here to alignment and to line it all to the left. I'm going to drop the word passing down to the next line. like that. And I'm going to close the lines up by coming up to the T again like I did in the other project and just pull them up like that. So the passing wave meditation, and I'm gonna do that like that, and it stands out against it. Now you'll notice that that is only 5 seconds long, the passing wave. So I'm going to drag that all the way to the end, which is just a bit past the length of where the actual sound is. So now I'm going to add the music in the background. So I just want some calm sort of Zen music. So I'm just going to come to audio. Make sure the timeline is at 0. The little this little thing here is at 0, and I'm going to choose Zen as in the music type, or Zen Garden. That sounds good, doesn't it? Now it's 40 seconds long, 44 seconds long. So you want something over 40 seconds. So let's see what this one sounds like. Just click on it. Sounds okay. Let's see what this one's like. No, a bit heavy, this one. Let's have a look at this one. No, we'll go with the first one. Now, first of all, you've got to check that you can use it, and it's for that you can actually use it. It's pro content. So it's popular music, so you couldn't use it for commercial reasons. So you need to get some up with commercial permissions. Let's have a look at this one. Nope. Not doing very well. Zen meditation. Let's have a look. Okay, that sounds good. Now it's 6 minutes long, so we've got to chop loads off that, so I'm going to avoid that one. Let's have a look at this one. I'll go with this one. It's 2 minutes, but I just have to chop a load off. Just check that you can use it. Commercial use allowed. That's what we're looking for. Okay, so now I can actually just click on the lettering, not on that to play, but on the lettering, and watch what happens on the timeline below. So it puts it in there for us, and it's actually stopped it for us at the 44 seconds, which is great. It saves me having to chop it down. Maybe I'm thinking of a different software, but that's going to be really loud. So with that highlighted, actually highlighted, I'm going to come up to the little volume thing here and knock this down to about 12. And I'm going to have a listen to it. So let's just take a moment to arrive. Feet resting on the floor, hands somewhere comfortable, nothing you need to. Personally, for me, that's a bit loud. So I'd knock it down a bit more, maybe down to sort of 10. See what that's like. To achieve here, nothing to get right. You're simply giving yourself a quiet few minutes, which is great. Okay, now we know that it's been chopped off at 44 seconds and it was like 2 minutes long. So you click on these 3 little dots here at the end of it, little white dots. Click on those and you're going to fade it out. So click on fade, fade out. Fade out by 2 seconds. Now, if I didn't want to do it that way and click on them little white dots, I can just click off that. I could actually just highlight it and come up here and click on fade and fade it out to 2 seconds. You've got 2 places you can find that. So that's now fading it out by 2 seconds. Okay, so as we come to the end, the last few seconds, listen to it fade out. The body already knows how to breathe. And there you go, it's faded it out. So the next thing you do is come up here, make sure you've named it what you want it to be named when you're putting it into YouTube, because that's important, because it's got the keywords in there. You might add a little bit more in there because it's important to name the file whatever the title of the video is going to be in YouTube, at least somewhere near. A lot of people call it video 1 or video 2. YouTube doesn't recognize that as being any value whatsoever. So if you actually, say in there it's a meditation, and you could even say how long it is. You could put, short 40-second reset, anything like that. Something that's going to just give a little bit more information about it. That will help you ranking better on YouTube. So I know we're on Canva, but it's naming the file, which is important there. So I'm going to download that now as a MP4. So click on download. It gives you the MP4 by default, and I'm going to click on download. And that's going to download that for me. And that usually takes a few seconds. It gets to about here and then it kind of pops up to the top. And I'm going to save that into a folder so that I can, there we go, that's downloaded as an MP4. I'm just going to drag that into a folder for now, because what I also want to do is I want to create the thumbnails that I talked about. So if I was doing this, I would say, right, here's a thumbnail with it in black. So in order to save that as a thumbnail, just simply come up to the top, click on download, but this time select it as a PNG file. So that's a graphics file, and click on download. So this saves you having to go and make another thumbnail. So we've got a thumbnail of that video now. Also, you can mix this around a little bit. So if you wanted a different coloured text for your thumbnail, just click on the text and choose a colour. So let's say we're going to go for that, and I might want to put an outline. Click on effects, outline, and put a white outline around it. So I could have that as a thumbnail. So again, all I do is come up here and click on share, download, choose PNG and download. So now I've got a purple text thumbnail, not a massive difference between that and the other one. And then if I wanted to do something a bit different to test it all together and get a wave image, I can bring this all the way back here, and I can go to photos and click on wave. And let's see what it's got us for waves. And there's a nice wave there. So if I just click on that, it puts that there at the beginning. So it means that I can actually copy this here as a PNG file. Now there's a chance that you're not going to come back and use this, what you've created within Canva anyway, because you've already downloaded it as an MP4. So you're not kind of messing anything up. But on this one, what I'd probably do is just change it, the text over again, and go to text, effects, outline. I go for a black outline, and I'm going to go for white lettering. Go for white lettering. So the passing wave meditation there as well. So, and click there and go for download as PNG. And there we have another one. There we go. I'll just pop that in there. And I just want to see from my files that I've got all of them. Yeah, I've got all three now. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just stop sharing before I kind of load it up to YouTube to see if you've got any questions where we are so far on that. So anybody got any questions about what I did there? There was a lot. I know there was a lot. Hi, Hilary.
Hi, that was really useful actually, because I was trying to work out how to get rid of that talking head. My talking head automatically comes up as my logo, and then it comes in mirror image whenever it's recorded. So I record and then it comes up and it's the mirror image of the logo, and I didn't know how to change that.
Okay, so now you can just delete it.
But if you wanted to keep it, why does it come up as mirror image? I don't understand.
I have no idea. That's a new one on me. That's
Yeah.
a new one. I've never seen that. In fact, I've never seen it come up as a logo. It would, oh, so it would come up as being your face if you was on camera.
Yeah, and if I'm not on camera,
Your logo's showing on your,
yeah,
that's why. But I
and
don't
then
know why.
it reverses it.
Well, I don't know why it's reversing it.
And
Yeah.
I was trying to work out how to unreverse it, if you know what I mean, just
Yeah.
so that I didn't have to change anything. So then it's just the logo showing throughout.
All I would say is it would be easier just to drop your logo in there as a separate image.
Yeah, that's what I've ended up
Instead
doing.
of trying to work out what the hell Canva is doing.
Yeah,
It's got a mind of its own.
it
But
really
yeah,
does.
that's what I'd do, to be honest.
Yeah, that was very good. I did a 25-minute meditation thing, and I had a nightmare because trying to edit it out and do different things, because you see whenever you took away some of the thing and you could sort of see the little thing underneath it.
Yeah.
So sometimes then if you move things, that'll suddenly come back again.
Okay, that's if you drag it.
Yeah.
You always start at the beginning and use the beginning as the baseline. If you start at the other end, at the end, and work backwards, you'll lose your positioning.
So always start at the beginning.
Always start at the beginning. So whenever you're chopping anything, you're always moving stuff back to the base.
So rather than lose the will to live, lose.
Yeah, start at the beginning. It's always good advice to start at the beginning, isn't it?
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, brilliant. No, can you see what things can occur when we're not quite sure what we're doing? So just these little golden nuggets are going to help you to solve so many idiosyncrasies within it. And as I say, I created the passing wave meditation, thumbnails, uploaded to YouTube, everything, including the meditation, which was 8 minutes long. Half an hour, 40 minutes, done and dusted, and getting views straight away. And then I shared it onto Facebook as a link to YouTube today, just so I get more YouTube views, and just ask people to subscribe as well. So
you see, trying to get YouTube views, I just find that really interesting, because like a lot of mine are getting between 600 and 1,000 views.
Yeah.
But then I put up one the other day and it got like 6 views.
Yeah, there's no.
So I can't understand what the difference was, or what hashtags did I do wrong, or what did I do wrong.
Yeah, you can't get stuck in the comparison trap with it, Hillary. No.
So it's not something I've done, it's whatever YouTube's done.
Yeah. For whatever reason, their algorithm or whatever it is, we will never know. Were they shorts or videos?
Shorts.
Shorts. Okay, so shorts are quite different. What will happen is that a short might go viral for a few minutes, and it might end up on on YouTube's homepage because of it being specifically of interest that hour. And all of a sudden, everybody sees it as a recommendation, and then 48 hours later, it's disappeared because somebody else has posted something. So you've been flavour of the minute, and that's gone boom, and then it's kind of like. But you will find that short will get views. It will add more views gradually. I had one the other day, 700 views overnight, and then it's grown by about 50 since. Because it's got that initial prompt. If I was to give any advice about posting, post between 3 o'clock and 8 p.m. if you're going to post on YouTube, especially with your thumbnail, your shorts. It's an optimal time.
Thank you.
Yeah, it is an optimal time. And you can schedule it for, if you get it done in the morning and you put it on there, where you go to put it live, you can schedule it for later in the day. There is a scheduling option there within YouTube, which I'll show you in a minute. But yeah, it's important to follow those processes through. But as you saw there, I created 3 thumbnails while still on the video. Yeah, so that work is done now and it's all saved on my computer. So I don't have to do that work again. I don't have to start, now I've got to create a thumbnail. Well, I've already done it and I've put it in the background and it's there, and I've put 3 variations in there just to sort of test the ideas with it.
So Kevin, with the last one, would you drag that all the way across again as well?
No, because I was only doing it for the purpose of creating a thumbnail.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you could if you wanted to change it all.
Yeah. That's what I wanted to know. That's what I wanted to know.
It'd get rid of the sky, and you could replace it all with the actual, the actual thing. But I said, do it in that order. Otherwise, everything shrinks back to 5 seconds, and you think, I've lost all of my recording, but you haven't. The default is 5 seconds if there's no placeholder of an image keeping it there.
That was good because there was so many shortcuts you've given me there, which, as I say, the other afternoon, I think I had 3 short and I was pulling my hair out. And the thumbnails, that's brilliant because, again, I was going back to the beginning to make a thumbnail.
Yeah.
So that's brilliant. Thank you.
I'll just show you something else there, because that was quite a short recording. So it could go out there as something under 60 seconds, couldn't it? So I'm just going to share my screen and just give you a little bit of another little bit of advice on that. So I'm going to do what we said. I'm going to delete that image there. Let me just get that and delete. And I'm going to drag this image so it fills the whole space. Okay, so now we've got that. And I'm going to resize it so that it's the size of a reel or a short. So it's now going to be portrait instead of landscape. So all I have to do that is, knowing that this is all saved and everything's fine and it's less than a minute, I'm going to come up to resize, and it's already got it there, Instagram reel. So can you see the sizes? 1080 by 1920. Click on that and I'm going to put copy and resize. So it's copying the audio, it's copying the music, it's copying the text, it's copying the image. So I'm now going to click on open that one, and there we have it. It's all there and it's done. And all I have to do, really, for the purposes of this, is grab hold of this text and just drag the bottom corner down like that. And don't put it too near the bottom, because obviously we have the video player here, but just sort of bring it down like that. Just get it central. That's nice. That's big enough to read. And then you've got the mobile version of it, which you can then post onto YouTube as a short. So you've got 2 things out of one recording. If it's a short one, you've got 2 things out of recording. So again, it's just an MP4, and job done. So really, really easy way of repurposing something that you've done as being a second item that you could go and put onto as a reel, as a short. You could maybe get 3 or 4 uses out of one thing. Now, if you made a longer one, you can always make a really short version of it and saying, if you want to listen to the full version, go to YouTube. So it's kind of like an intro, a bit like a preview. People can still look at it, even though it's not the complete thing. You can actually put into it, go to YouTube, search this title in YouTube to watch the full version. And you can even put that on the actual screen of that short. You know what I mean? You can actually give them instructions as text on the full short all the way through, so they know it's a sample. So there's another little way of sort of repurposing things. So shall I dive into putting this onto YouTube and go through the YouTube process, or are there any other questions? Anything at all? Gwen?
Ask for not this one, for a future one. Can you go over 11 Labs? Because I've recorded my voice, I uploaded an hour's worth of recording. It keeps giving me an AI voice. I just want my voice that I can put onto my reels.
Okay, I haven't done that.
All right.
Just because I want my own voice and all
Right.
its silly idiosyncrasies and mistakes and
It
everything
wasn't for
else.
meditations. It was just more for content, just to get,
Yeah,
try different things.
I would Google it and YouTube it and ask what is going wrong, because yeah, it's gonna. I've not gone down that road, so I would just check it out and see what.
You have to be on premium for 11 Labs to do that, Leanne?
I am on premium, but
Yeah.
I did the recording for my voice, and it just keeps bringing up either the AA voice or some bloke that keeps cutting in halfway through my reel. I
Bloody
just want
man.
my
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
interrupting.
voice.
Yeah, because I was looking to do that as well. So it'd be interesting to hear how you get on with
Oh,
that.
we want your lovely, soft, soothing voice, Hillary. We don't want AI. I know we won't be able to tell the difference. I'm joking.
No, that's why I said I wanted my voice rather than the AI voice, but I
Yeah,
just wanted to do it quickly.
yeah. No, I don't think there's a quick way of doing it, and I think you do. Yeah, you definitely do need a lot of stuff to upload. Okay, so let's go into YouTube. I will just open YouTube up here, and I will click share. And here we are. So this is on YouTube dashboard. If I just go into YouTube sort of channel, then there's my channel. What I would recommend for you all is to put a channel video in on your YouTube channel. If when people who aren't subscribed come into your YouTube channel and they don't see a video here like this with some description, then you're missing a treat, because it's almost like an introduction to your channel, and it's really easy to do. I will probably have time to show you that towards the end, but it's really important to have a video here and to have some playlists as well. Can you see I've got guided visualizations, instant insight moments, quick clarity shorts. I've kind of grouped them into different areas, so that people, it's almost like you're creating an index for people. Anyway, I'm going to just go into create. So click up here, create, little plus, and click upload video. That appears no matter what part of your YouTube channel you're in. So that gives this like this. And then I'm going to come along and I'm going to drag my my video that I just did. I'm only doing this for exercise purposes, the passing wave, just that little short 40-second version. So that's here and it's processing it, and notice that it's put the name of the video here, the passing wave meditation, short 40-second reset. So I'll put a short 40-second reset. Now I've got some software which is called vidIQ, and it rates my headings that I come out, and it gives suggestions of other headings that I can use. You won't see this. This is a subscription service. You won't see this, but it's a good little tool to help me, because I do so much with videos. But it's worth looking into because it gives you suggestions. So that's put that there. Now we know that I've got some of the thumbnails to upload. Now, when it uploads the thumbnail that's auto-generated, I always find it a bit fuzzy. So if you look at this image here, the text looks a bit grey and fuzzy. But if I was to click upload there, I would be able to upload the ones that I created a few minutes ago, which are these here. I could upload those. But I don't want to do that. I want to go for the A/B testing one. So watch what happens there. It gives me the option of 3. So I'm going to click on the first one. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to choose the first one and click open. And then I'm going to click on the second one. I'm going to come into my folder and I'm going to click on here and click open. And then I'm going to come on here and I'm going to go to the third one with the actual wave in the background and then click on there and click open. So now I've submitted. File is bigger than 2. What did I download it as? PNG file, 1.7 megabytes. Let me try again. It said it's 1.7 megabytes. See what happens with technology. PNG file, that's correct.
Yeah, but I think it said 3.7 megabytes on that.
Right, okay, so let me just go back into where I was. I'm gonna see about this. I'm gonna share, see if I can reload it. Download MP4 PNG. I'm gonna make it a bit smaller. Let's see if that.
You've got the whole thing rather than the 5 minutes though.
No, it's a
5 seconds.
It's a PNG.
All right.
It's not a video. Yeah. So let's just see what it does. That's number 3 PNG. See if it'll let me do that. Click on it again. Number 3 PNG. So that's number 3. Click on that. Open. I love it when technology doesn't work. Over it. 2.3 megabytes. Bigger than 2. Oh, right. It is bigger. I don't know why it's bigger. Maybe it's the image that's in the background. Okay, I'll just reduce that image down a little bit more then. Let me just go for there. Download, and I'll go for a JPEG. That'll make life easy. Okay, so it's a JPEG now, so that will work. I use PNG because it's a higher definition, but let's have a look. That one should be it. There we go, it's worked. So select and set test. So now I'm setting the test, so you can see that it's put those 3 in there. So it's going to deliver them. Every other one will be delivered in that way, and then they'll do an analysis of which one's getting the most views. And it's just a great way of improving your your efficiency of that video. Now, you've noticed that it's giving me some suggestions here, but you wouldn't see this normally. Now, what I can do is I can take this, I can copy it, I can go into ChatGPT, and I'll just do it here anyway, and I'm going to put, please improve this title so it is more appealing to YouTube for its algorithm. Don't know how to spell algorithm, but I know it'll know what I mean. And also give me a description and comma separated tags based on the title. Now it's going to give me a description for YouTube about a meditation. It's also going to give me comma separated tags. Comma separated tags are the keywords to go with that video. And so I'm going to put the title in, paste, so it knows what it's talking about, the passing wave. There we go, and I'm going to click that, and it's given me 2 title suggestions. 40-second anxiety reset, the passing wave meditation for instant calm. Let's pop that in and let's just see what kind of score it gets. So pop that in there. That's got 77. See what this one gets. 59. Let's get rid of that line there. Sometimes they don't like lines. No, that ain't a great score. So it's not agreeing with ChatGPT. Let's have a look at this one. Copy. Go in there. This is a little bit different. Paste. 93. How about that? Now you aren't going to get many over 90. Yeah. So that is giving a great one. And notice what it is. It's making a promise. Struggling to switch off? Try this 40-second passing wave meditation reset. That is optimal. I mean, even the ones that the software I pay for haven't come up with a 93 score one. So that's brilliant. So I would go with that. But stuff that draws people in, that's what's key. You know, and you're talking about their problem. They're struggling to switch off. So it's an invitation to try a 40-second passing wave meditation reset. Now, it doesn't matter that your thumbnail just says the passing wave meditation, because that's more about getting their attention. This is about drawing them in and actually getting them to listen. So that tends to complement this. Don't just repeat what's here, because it would just be too much text. So I'm going to go back into here and I'm going to get the description. I'm going to copy it and I'm going to pop it into here, into the description. And then I'm going to come down further. Just a few more things to do. So in here I'd choose which playlist. Well, this is a short, so I would go a quick clarity short or a guided visualization. I'll go with guided visualization and choose that. And then I would come down here, say it's not AI generated. Gwendolyn. And then I would come down here and go to the tags. There's the tags. And I'm going to come back up into the ChatGPT and I'm going to grab these comma separated tags. And the reason why they're comma separated is because they will upload all those to YouTube instantly, because that's the format they want them in. Because it says enter a comma after each tag. It means I can bulk paste them in, and that bulk paste them all in there. And all of those tags are keywords like 40-second meditation, anxiety reset, quick meditation, short guided meditation. They're all relevant to the actual title of that video. And then I'd come in here and click on next, and then next again. Copyright protection content found. The owner allows content to be used on YouTube. Obviously that's the music, whatever it is. Don't need to worry about that. And then here is where you can schedule it. Select a date to make your video public. So you can just click there and you can choose, let's get rid of that, choose today. Maybe you wanted it today at 8 o'clock. So you go Sunday and then you just come to 8 p.m. Now the other advantage of this is that if I do that, it means that while it's waiting for making it public, YouTube has time to analyze all of the description, all of the tags, the thumbnails, the transcription of the video, because it's processing it. Even though it's not public, YouTube absorbs all that information and starts to rank it for you so that you've got a higher chance of it appearing on YouTube's homepage or it suggesting that video for somebody to watch next. So there's just a little trick. If you actually put it on there earlier in the day and you choose to put it on later in the day, you're just giving a head start on the optimization of your actual video. And that's important. You know, you want the best advantage because people are uploading millions of videos all the time. You know, you want the biggest advantage. So the little tips that I'm giving you here are all giving you an advantage. And if you think about it, you only need to be 1% better than your competition to be ahead of them. Not 20%, not 30%, 1% better gets you a higher ranking against your competition. And these little tricks that I'm teaching you using ChatGPT for the description. If you want to get the software, if you're using a lot of videos, get in there, Video IQ. You know, all these little things will help you to get more views to your videos, and you just know, you feel a bit more confident in what you're doing as well. So I'm just going to click schedule with that now. And so that's scheduled for going out there. And I can just close that. I can go to content and I can see it there, and I can see that it's scheduled. It says there's a copyright thing, but it's not a problem. It says it's allowed on YouTube, so that's fine. But look, the one I did yesterday, the passing wave, 8 minutes, has got 12 views already. You know, other ones that I've put out there, you know, 378 views and 7 comments. That got a lot of, lots of likes, and that one went down really well. They're all different subjects. They're all meditations, right? That was just a bit of a story about something that happened. But I mix it up. You know, I mix it up a bit. And if I look at the shorts, on my shorts, the last short I put up there, which was January 25th, 744 views, one with 920 views. You know, they're only 52 seconds, 42 seconds. You know, they're not that long. But, you know, they stimulate the algorithm. But where you're going to get your business from, really, is from your videos. Now, you'll notice that in my videos, I haven't actually put my link to my website in my videos, apart from this one here. What I would probably do is go back and add them. So if I just click on this one here and grab my website address and copy, and then I come backwards to content, and then the ones that haven't got my website address in there, I can see that from what I can look at. So I'm going to click on that one and that one. That one hasn't got it on. That one, that one, that one, that one. Let's have a look. That one. This is just a little shortcut for you if you want to make changes to certain videos in the future. That one, that one. Let's have a look. That one. Now that one has, that one has, that one has, that one hasn't. That one has. So those ones there haven't got my website address on. But what I can do now I've highlighted them is I can come across here and click on edit, go to description, and then insert at the beginning, and I'm just going to paste in there my website address, and then I'm going to click on update videos. Yes, I understand that this is going to start happening, and now what it's doing is it's putting my website address at the beginning of the descriptions of all those videos. So if you watch here any minute now, my website address is going to appear. You see it? It's just appeared at the beginning of all those videos there. So they've all got my website address in now, and I can just close that. So that's a micro adjustment that is hidden. You know, it's hidden here until you actually click on a highlight, and there's lots of things you can do on a mass scale throughout your YouTube channel. So that's just a little tip on that one. So I'm going to come out of there now and stop sharing and see if anyone's got any questions.
Sorry, it's me again. Kev, can I ask you, you know those numbers that came up, you know, telling you that it was 56 or it was 93% better? Are they on everybody's, or is that yours because you pay extra?
No, that's because I've got an app called vidIQ. And
is that free or not?
No. Well, there is a free version, but it's only limited use. It might give you like 3 or 4 goes a week or something like that. I can't remember how much I paid for it. It's every month I think I pay for it, but it really helps. It really helps to optimize things, and it lets you know that you're going in the right direction. You put a message in there? We can't see it. The screen share is too much to the right of the screen. What was it that you couldn't see, Kat?
Oh, I couldn't see how you uploaded on the left-hand side of the screen when you went into YouTube.
All right, on the right-hand side of the screen where I uploaded the video.
Yes.
Okay, so at the top right hand side of the screen, it's just got a little plus sign and a little camera, and it says create.
Okay.
You just click on that, yeah, and then that pops up, and you just drag the video into there.
Okay.
So, Gwen,
The ticking the box for ChatGPT, not ChatGPT, AI. I thought if I had script that was made by AI, that I would have to disclose. Is it just if I got a picture of somebody that I have to
yeah,
disclose them?
yeah, if it's got something on there which is kind of that's fake, but if you created a script in AI and then you're reading the script, no, nothing to disclose
Go
there.
back and do it all again. Thank
Yeah,
you.
way too honest.
I was just being really careful.
Yeah,
Thank
no,
you.
it's never going to know that. No.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I use AI to do scripts and stuff. I used it to write that script for the passing wave. Lovely script. And at the end of the day, it's the energy that you put into it and getting it out there and making it available that counts. But you know, knowing these things gives you a kind of maybe a 10 or 15 point thing to do. You know, for making the thing, to going through and knowing exactly what you're going to do next and what you need to do at each time. You know, that is so important to do that. Yeah, I'm going to put the recording of this in Therapy Business Club's YouTube channel, Madeline. So that will be available there once it's all processed today. And if you want the PDF with the prompt that I used quite unsuccessfully to get ChatGPT to put some columns together, then just send me a direct message in Facebook and I'll let you have the PDF for that, and then you can have a play around with it. It works sometimes, and other times it just gets frustrating. It does allow you to do it as a CSV file, and actually Bulk Create will accept a CSV file. I just did it manually, but you might have noticed when that Bulk Create thing came up, it said, do you want to use a file to upload? And it did say CSV file, so you could get it to do a CSV file for you. That might be the easiest way of doing it. Maybe it understands that language better than it does 2 columns, please. But yeah, any other questions about YouTube before I show you about adding the YouTube channel video? Gwen?
It's not so much a question. I've just read recently about putting in the comments, you know, underneath your video, if you pin a comment, so that people were more likely to make a comment, answer it. I've only just started doing that because before I wasn't doing anything, but I thought it might stimulate something.
Great idea. Do you know that every time you talk, Gwen, your camera bounces up and down?
Yeah, I've got it over my lap.
Okay.
Because it's so cold downstairs. I'm upstairs.
It's a vibration responsive microphone. Brilliant. But yeah, if you put a comment underneath your video and ask people to comment, ask them their opinions, ask if they've ever experienced, ask them if they've enjoyed the recording, anything like that, anything that gets engagement is really, really valuable. Yeah, that's a great idea. And pin it. You're allowed to go along to the right hand side and it says pin this comment, so it always appears at the top. You know, I know people who just run a business from YouTube, not even on social media. They just run businesses from YouTube. Does anybody have what they would call a successful YouTube channel already?
Nope.
No, not yet.
Don't even have a YouTube channel.
Okay, well, there you, Mal's. You've got Mal's.
What constitutes successful?
That it's bringing you some business.
Nah.
Yeah. Okay. So it's what I call vanity instead of sanity. So it's about getting it away from I'm getting lots of views to I'm getting lots of business. So here's the thing with YouTube channels. It's not about how many views you get. We're not chasing views. Yes, we want people to subscribe because it means that they're technically then on our mailing list every time we put a video out. But it's not about views. It's all about the quality of engagement. So people can have millions of views. And I always say to them, oh, that's great. How many customers are you getting from that? None. Oh, okay. So that's a lot of work for no business. Whereas if you think about a YouTube channel, if you're putting stuff out there and it is getting people getting in touch with you, and you are turning them into customers, then it's working for itself. The lovely thing about YouTube is that YouTube isn't demand generation like Facebook is. With Facebook, you're trying to generate demand in a busy environment, which means you've got to shout the loudest. That's why most of your influencer type of coaches are what I call overly performative. It looks like they've got some kind of hyperactive disease. They've been on E-numbers all of their entire life. And you watch them for about 30 seconds and you're instantly irritated. And that's because they're having to be performative because they're trying to generate business. It's demand generation. And that's hard work. That's exhausting work. But if you look at the nature of YouTube, YouTube is one of the biggest search engines on the planet. So YouTube is not demand generation, it's demand fulfillment, because people are searching for the keywords that are there in your descriptions, your tags, and your titles. So if you can get your keywords and you can optimize your videos in such a way that when people are searching for your services, they find you, then you're getting business. You're not having to be loud, you're not having to be brash, you're not having to shout louder than somebody else or lie through your teeth about, results or fake testimonials or all like that. They're just finding you because you're searchable. And it's important to be searchable. And so if you think about it, it's almost like you're creating full colour ads. Full colour adverts for your business.
Are you generating business, Kev, from YouTube alone?
Well, not alone, but I'm generating some business from YouTube. I get people contacting me through YouTube and saying, I want to have a conversation.
And is there a percentage that you can say of what that is?
I wouldn't even know. Not even that interested, to be honest. It's kind of like, because then we become sort of stuck in analysis of things. I kind of make videos when I feel like making videos. And I'm in the mood for making videos, and then my son will prompt me and he'll say, Dad, you're not being consistent with your videos. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. There is no plan. There is, as much as I might sound organized, I just create content based on what I fancy doing. But I've learned how to do it really, really fast, really, really efficiently. So that kind of numbers game. We had Barry Neal, hypnotherapist, on the Therapy Business Club the other night, giving a talk on anchors and all stuff like that. And he was talking about, being in business, and he's been in business, I think 40 years, something like that. And he said, what a lot of people forget is that even people who have been in business for 40 years are still putting their posts out and making their videos at 11 o'clock at night, 40 years later, because that's working on his business. All day is working in his business with clients, but, he spends time working on his business and putting in lots of hours. He enjoys it, but, it was refreshing to hear that somebody with this length of time in business and expertise and success was still having to put in, you know, a fair amount of time to keep stuff coming through, because he sells training courses, and, you know, get the emails out and schedule for the next morning because he's got clients from 10 till 12, so he needs to make sure that those emails go out at 10, so he schedules them and all that kind of stuff. It's all work. You know, if you're a one-man person band, there are so many things to do, and it's like apportioning an amount of time for doing the different roles. And if you haven't got a lot of business, then really your role is marketing manager and production team until you're getting more business, and then you're therapist and marketing manager and production team. And maybe the therapist side of it becomes longer and longer, and then stuff might start to drop off, and you've put a little bit more time into your marketing, and you might see patterns, and they'll only apply to you. Those patterns, they won't apply to everybody. There is no formula. Anybody who tells you you can create $15,000 worth of business every month just by following this 4-step formula, you know, when they say something sounds too good to be true, that's because it isn't true. Never, ever, ever seen something like that. That is a cookie cutter approach that works for everybody. Now, it might work for some people. I was lucky because I joined a coaching course and I was the only person to make money on it. Now, I'm not saying that the rest of them were a bit lazy, but I still see them putting out the same stuff. They're still on the same coaching. They're still subscribed to the same coach all these years later. Within 6 months, I'd hit the ground running and I was making it pay. But I was the only person out of like 30 people. And they weren't following the instructions or adding their own essence to it. And that happens all the time. And then people just move on to the next course and the next course, or learn the next technique. I'll be ready when. I want to unlearn as many things as I can now. I want to simplify what I do as a therapist more. I want to do less and less and less as far as my strategies and techniques. Ultimately, as my acupuncturist said to me when I asked her, when do you know that you're at the actual peak of your skill set? And she's from China and she goes back to China and studies, and she studied for years. And she laughed and she said, I know that I've reached the absolute pinnacle of my ability when I use one needle. And that summed it up for me. Just one needle. You know, and whether that was a metaphor or not, I don't know. With hair, it probably isn't. She don't use needles, she uses harpoons as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, just try and keep things as simple as possible. And find something that is working for you and keep doing it until it stops working and see what you've learnt. Easy to do that than to be bobbing around all over the place with the latest fad. And sometimes a video, creating a video to get results is really a kind of formula in a sense of saying who you are, and make a promise and then deliver on that promise, and then put a call to action at the end, and make those videos every so often. You know, hi, I'm Kev Webster. I'm a 3 principles coach, and I'm going to help you realize the how little power thoughts have over your life. And then I'm going to give them a little exercise, or just say some stuff, and then say, if you would like to see more of this, then visit my website, book a 90-minute deep insight call. And those types of videos, they're you know, it's an advert, but you're saying who you are, you're saying what you do, you're making a promise, you're delivering the promise, and then you're giving a call to action. It's a really easy way. It doesn't need any overthinking, because you're providing something of value to the audience. And it might only take 3 minutes to do that. But it's a really good exercise in copywriting, as in communication, because marketing is just communication. It isn't anything other than that. It's just communication. It's a really good way of communicating. What I see with a lot of therapists is to get a little bit too invested in their own story. And people aren't really interested. They just want to know how you're going to help them. But because you've done all that studying and you've got all the certificates and, you know, you've got the ABCDFG technique and all this, and it's neuroscience backed, you know, and all this, they're already asleep. You don't have to hypnotize them. You've bored them. I'm sorry to say it, but they really aren't interested. They're only interested in what's in it for them. They want to feel a little bit confident that you know what you're talking about, but that's going to come across energetically anyway. You know, I see it on Facebook where some people will make videos and they'll be making a video and they're so self-conscious while they're making the video, it looks like they want to kill you. I mean, talk about serious, but I'm talking piercing into the screen. Do you know that anxiety? You know, and it's like, oh, I'm anxious. I hope this person hasn't got my address. It's like, honestly, it's like the opposite. But it comes from the misunderstanding of being self-conscious. They think that people are actually judging them. And so they're really, really doing the best to focus on the delivery and the seriousness of this message, when really they just need to lighten up and be human. And even if they talk about their own story, you know, some people might say, you know, 5 years ago I was 20 stone and tried everything in the book and nothing was working, and somebody told me about hypnotherapy, and look at me now. You know, it worked for me, it can work for you. 3 sessions, you know, and nothing to be frightened of. I was a bit apprehensive, blah, blah. Just reassuring, you know, a story, telling somebody a story of your experience, you know, as to how you got into hypnotherapy or what you're specialising in is lovely. And you don't look serious, you're just telling a story, you're relaxed. But what I would say, and I've found this the other day myself, I tried doing something and it was impossible. Find out where your happy space is for delivering that kind of dialogue. Because I wanted to just tell the story of a chance meeting of somebody that I met a year ago and then meeting them again, and then the kind of what transpired from it. You know, when you're thinking about somebody and then they just walk out in the street in front of you and it's like, no way. You know, thousands of people in that city, you've just visited it and they just walk straight towards you and you was just thinking of them. Is that kind of thing. So I thought, oh, I've got to get that story told. And I couldn't do it outside where I normally do it, walking, because it was too windy and there was too many people walking the dogs. And I'm like, I don't want to be walking past people because they're going to say, hi, Kev, how are you doing? I'm like, I'm recording, you know. So I came back and I thought, I'm just going to do it on my computer. And I stood here and recorded myself on Zoom like I'm talking to myself. So it's not a lot different than holding my phone and looking at myself, but I just want walking, I want outside. And I recorded myself on Zoom and I listened back to it and I'm like, who the hell was that? I didn't even recognise the way I was talking. I was like, it sounded like I was drunk. It was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. It was slow. It sounded like I was reading from a script. At my pausing, everything. It was horrible. And I'm like, delete. I'm just going to have to wait till the weather's right. So you know whether you like what you're sounding like or not, beyond the self-consciousness of it. I know people say, I don't like my voice. It's kind of like, well, get over that because you can't change it. So it's like, find your happy place. And people will say to you, oh, I really like those videos that you make while you're blah, blah, blah. While you're doing the pots. I really like those videos that you do while you're, at the gym. I really like those videos that you do when you're out walking in the countryside. I really like those videos when you're out rowing in your boat on the lake. Whatever it is, they're going to make a point of saying that. And when you hear that a few times, you know that you've hit it right because it's hit them right. When I did a call last night, a video, guided visualization last night, and a lady said, I just love watching your videos because there's something about your voice and you're in the countryside. And she's in Wales. And it's like, I didn't even know she was watching my videos. But it's like, there is the feedback that we can get where people say, I really like that. Hilary, you made some videos when you was out walking. I remember you put them on YouTube and they just had a lovely feel to them. Do you still do them?
Yeah, I do. And they're the ones that get the most traction. They're the ones that get the most views.
Yeah.
It's me out and about doing something.
Yeah. I mean, you did one, is it at a cafe somewhere once? Did you do one at a cafe or you was...
Done ones at cafes.
Yeah.
Mostly out and about in the park or like, there's one at Tesco's yesterday. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's just wherever.
And you feel more comfortable doing that?
Yeah, I do. I've learned to ignore people walking past. Like I just don't take them under my notice anymore. I thought they're not going to care. Like they'll not remember this on their deathbed.
That's a good way of looking at it. Good. Yeah. I'm glad you're still doing those because, if you found your happy place and people are telling you that they really like those videos that you make then that is really, really valuable feedback because it means that you're touching them. It means that you're communicating with them. They're feeling that energetic presence of your delivery. And you'll just know where your happy place is. Mine is not in my office doing recordings. I've tried it so many times and I just feel wooden. A wooden office. Instead of a little bit more in the flow and space around me in nature. I mean, I'll see some swans go over or something like that and go, oh, some swans going over. And they'll be part of my video. I won't think, oh God, they've interrupted my video. I'll actually make them part of the event.
Have you any advice on microphones for outside? For there's maybe a lot of wind noise or...
So are you using your phone?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you can get lavalier microphone, which is just like a little clip that you put on your sort of on your jacket, and it might be kind of Bluetoothed to your phone, and it should have one of these on the top, a little fluffy.
Yeah, I've seen people with that
Busby hat on, and you just put it on your top, and then that because that gets rid of the wind. You see, the Fair gets rid of the wind, and some of them have got cables. I mean, but nowadays Bluetooth is probably going to do it. So have a look. What is it? An iPhone or an Android?
It's an iPhone, but I need to change it.
iPhone.
Yeah.
Devil's work. So just get just
it's an iPhone 7. That's how old it is.
Find something. Find something that is compatible with whatever phone you get, and get one of those, and get one of those little things to go on the top. I don't have a lot of problem using my phone on the wind because there is a bit of noise cancellation. But if you're a bit concerned,
it's usually not too bad.
Yeah, record a few words and then play it back, and think, oh yeah, that's okay, and then off you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, just do that. But
I just used it to my advantage. I did one for Umbrella Day, and like the wind noise sort of helped with that. You know what I'm saying? It's a stormy umbrella day. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
wonderful. That's brilliant. Yeah, so, experiment with technology. I've just recently invested in a different video recorder, a DJI Osmo 3, they call it. Don't go writing it down, it costs you a fortune. It's let me have a look, see if I can find it here somewhere. I'll put it in my bag. Anyway, if you Google it, you'll see it. DJI is a great make, and what they have is a microphone that looks like that just clips onto your jacket, and it instantly connects with the video recorder. And it has a little fluffy hat that I can stick on top, and I can just fasten it to the jacket. And so I can record myself while I'm out and about, and I'm not relying on my phone all the time. It's just a little bit higher quality resolution. It shows all my lines and everything. But I just wanted something else to experiment with. Because it can fasten to a tripod, or it has just like its own little stand if I wanted to put it somewhere, because I want to do a bit more cinematography and stuff. But I think with all the kit with it, and with microphone, there's 2 microphones in there actually, not just one. It was nearly £1,000. But it's really, really high quality, and it was I love sort of videography and that, so I could justify the cost. But I mean, you're paying more than that for a phone anyway, aren't you? But your phone quality is very, very high, so get comfortable with your phone quality. But if you are going to use your phone, then just get one of those little rings on the that you can get in the back of the phone case, so you can put your finger in it like that. You're not having to hold your phone, you can just sort of like have it there, and it just, so when you're talking, you're just talking into it like that, and it's less to have to worry about, and then you're just holding it with your fingers gripping around it. So that's just that I just found that really, really helpful. The other thing is with phones is that if you're recording yourself that way, in landscape, you've always got to remember to look at the end of the phone here, because the camera isn't in the middle where you're looking. So it makes you look a little bit as though you're not looking at the audience. So, and because of that, I tend to make square videos, and I set the video format to square, because I know if I'm looking at me in the square, then the camera is only just above the square. And it makes it look like I'm having eye contact with the audience better. Because, and the other thing with videos as well is that you don't have to be looking at the audience all the time when you're recording it. Actually looking away and pausing shows that you're actually thinking about something, and that you're a little bit more in thought, or you're pondering, or you're just reflecting. So use your body language and everything else and the pauses to tell the story. If I was walking along and I would say, and today I would say, it's just made me think about something. So I've gone up there to think about it, and people are like, oh, he's thinking about it, instead of, I've just thought about something. Doesn't look as convincing. And looking up there and I've just thought about something, I just remembered something. The NLPers will say that's the wrong way for eye accessing cues, but I don't care. Yeah, it's about coming across as being natural, and not rushing it as well, because it's like, I've got to get this out as quick as possible because I'm a bit self-conscious or whatever. Just be natural and relax into it. Any other questions about videos before I show you a little bit more about YouTube and your YouTube channel? Nope. Okay, right. I might as well show you a bit of an optimization of YouTube channel, the things to do on a YouTube channel that most people miss. Now, you might have got most of these done, but there might be some things in there that you haven't got done yet. So I'll kind of just run through a bit of a checklist. Will that be useful? Yeah. Okay. Right, so let's have a look. So I will share my screen. And I will go into my YouTube. So if I come across here and go into channel, now there's a different ways to get into your channel. You can either go here and click on your channel, or you can just click on your icon here and that'll take you to your channel. Now, one important thing is your channel banner wants to really communicate who you are and what you do. If it's just an image, it doesn't really say much. So on my banner there, I've put clarity begins when the mind settles. Book your deep insight conversation at kevwebstercoach.com. So I've made it pretty direct and specific. And I've put it's sound and vision for calm inspiration. And I've asked them to subscribe, and I've put my little logo there in the middle. So there's the first part of your channel. Having a picture of yourself. People do business with people, not logos. So having a picture of yourself on there as quick as possible in some way or other is important. And if you haven't got a picture of yourself that you like, then spend some money. Get a photograph. Everyone's got a professional camera in their hands. Get somebody to take a nice picture next time you go out for a meal or something like that. Smile. Natural lighting is always good. That was taken in my garden, so good natural lighting in summer. So there's the sort of first part of it. The next part of it is having a description on your channel. So if it says welcome and then more, if I click on that, it gives a full description there of what my channel is about. Now I'll show you how to do that description, where to do it, because it's also got in there my website address and my email, when I joined, how many views I've had, how many videos I've got. And it also gives me a link to share the channel, or people to share the channel. So have a description, put your website address in there. Okay. Make sure the name of your channel is clear. My name's Kev Webster and I'm a coach. There you go. I can't get clearer than that. So the places where you can change details on your channel are here, where it says customize channel, and when you go into let me just click on that, customize channel. So in this space here, you've got your banner image, and remembering that your banner image, what you actually upload, is not the same shape as the banner image that you just saw. It's a lot wider, it's a lot bigger, but it tells you what the size is there. Because if you try and create something that will fit exactly, half of it will get cut off. So you need to go in and put that size into Canva, and Canva will show you where the area of your image that people can see is. It's important to do that with YouTube. It's a bit confusing, but the banner that you upload basically is designed to fit on people's giant TVs. And what you're seeing on now today is on a laptop, which is a different format. So that banner covers every possibility. And that's why it shows it on a giant TV, on a laptop, and on a mobile phone there. Next thing, your picture, upload a picture, name of the site, the channel there, what the handle is, at Kev Webster Coach. There's my description, where I put the description. That's where I see what my channel link is there, if I wanted to share it with somebody. Adding a
Sorry
link.
to interrupt. Sorry to interrupt, but I can't see now where you are at. We see more the empty bit of the YouTube screen.
Okay, can anybody else see what I'm sharing?
I can see everything.
You can see everything.
Ah, now I understand what I do. Okay, I'm all right now.
No problem, Kat. I'm glad you've got that. So, links. If you wanted to add another link, you just click on add a link. You write the title of what that link is. It might be Facebook, and then you put the link in there. I just put the website in because I don't want people getting distracted somewhere else on social media. I just want them to go to my website and book a call. And if you want to put an email in there, put your email in there as well. So that's where you put all of those details in. Then you've got the home tab. Now, do you remember I mentioned about putting a channel video description, you know, an actual channel video in there? So if I click on the home tab, this is what I see on the home tab. Now, you won't probably see this because you might not have it populated. But the important thing on the home tab is that it has this add section here. And when you click on add section, it gives you a number of options. And the option that you want is you want a channel trailer. So you click on channel trailer and you'll choose the video that they see when they open your channel, the big video that they see. So if you create a video just for your channel and say, welcome to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. In this channel, you'll find videos, guided visualizations, shorts, things to help you sleep, you know, whatever it is you've got, just tell them what to expect from your channel. Now, when they subscribe, they'll never see that video there again. It automatically cancels out, but then you can spotlight a video for the people who return. So what you're seeing here now is my channel trailer. There is here. And it just lets you choose that from your list of videos. And then you're seeing the spotlight video, which is a featured video for returning subscribers. For anybody who's subscribed and comes back to my channel, they'll see that video the next time. And then underneath that, they're going to see my playlists. And I can reorganize them playlists in any order that I like. So the first thing I've got is guided visualizations, then instant insight moments, then quick clarity shorts. If I wanted to change the order of the videos of those playlists on my home page, then all I do is grab hold of them here and I move that one up. So the guided visualizations goes to second spot and the insight moments goes to first spot. But I'd need to come up here and click publish if I want to make those changes. So you've got control over what people see and what order they see them in. Even though the videos that you put onto your channel essentially go in chronological order, you can then reorder them however you like after the event by using playlists like this. And you can reorder things within a playlist as well. So if I clicked on a playlist, like this playlist, and let's have a look if I can open that. View playlist. So I'm going to view the playlist. It's going to show me that playlist here. And it will allow me to, let's have a look. It should allow me to change the order of these. Let's see if it'll do it in here. You don't need a new... Okay, no, it won't let me do it that way. Right, let me get rid of that. I'll show you that in a moment. There is a way of doing that where you can change the order of these as well. So it's important to have, you know, a trailer and such there. Now, the next part of your settings is settings here. So you come down and you go to settings down at the bottom and you'll see this pop up. It's like they hide things all over the place on YouTube. So whatever currency you're using, put the currency in. Then come down to channel. And in here, it allows you to add keywords. Now, they call it keywords here, but they call it tags in your videos. God knows why. Put your country in there and put tags that represent your channel overall. And you can get ChatGPT to help you to do that. Comma separated tags again. And try and get the maximum number of characters. I've got 488 out of 500, so I'm not far off. Yeah, and get that done. Then come across to advanced settings. And you want to set the channel is not made for kids. Otherwise, you have to tag that every single time you go and upload a video. So it just saves you having to do it every time. Then you go into feature eligibility and you want to make sure that all three of these are enabled. Now this one here enables you to put videos of over 15 minutes in and put custom thumbnails in. That is basic requirements, but you have to enable that by confirming a phone number. That's usually how you do it. The advanced features, so you increase the daily uploads and allows you to do live streams. You do that. Sometimes you have to actually just scan a little code and make a quick video of yourself, or just scan your face and it'll let you have the advanced features. And once you've done them, click save. It's worth having those because, again, you're improving your visibility. And then just to have a look through these other things to see if there's anything that's relevant. I don't put any defaults in there because I like to put my upload details for each video separate. I don't bother putting any permissions for anybody else. I'm just the only owner in that. On my community, I'll allow comments. I'll allow comments on my videos. So I'll leave everything standard. I don't have anything on there, and I don't bother with any agreements. So really, it's general and channel, and go through those tabs, and you're good to go. And that is your channel set up. You don't really need anything else setting up in your channel once you've actually got those things done.
Where's settings on that? Sorry, I can't see. Is it further down
Yeah, it's
the
just
screen?
Can you see it just there?
I can only see down to more tools.
All right, it's just below more
Below
tools.
that. Okay, thank you.
It's a little cog. Yeah, it's a little cog. So if we go back into the channel, and as you can see, there's my trailer for my channel. And if I was to be a subscriber, that wouldn't appear, but the next video that I put as being the returning subscribers, they'd see the next video that I in there, just so they're not seeing the same thing when they come back in, because that's asking them to subscribe. So people are going to get annoyed if you're asking them to subscribe every time they go in, even though they're subscribed. So let's have a look at manage videos. I'm just going to see what's in this part of it. I think this is just the content. Yeah, that's the basically the contents. While I'm in there, I'm just going to delete this because I don't want this uploading. Delete forever, because that was just my sample I was showing you. Get rid of that. And your shorts, if you want to upload shorts, it's a good idea at the end of the shorts to actually put the hashtag shorts in the title. That helps. So when you actually do the upload, hashtag shorts will actually help to get more views. You can do lives. You can actually just, create a live that is streamed live. I thought I'll do a minute live. 9 minutes later, I thought, oh, I better stop. So, but they get views, they get comments, so they're worth doing. And a live, the idea of doing a live is if you did a live every Sunday and you said, this Thursday I'm releasing a new video all about, and you do it as a live on a Sunday, you're introducing what people to expect. So it's almost like you're giving a broadcast. It's like a live broadcast. The more you do, the more that it gets picked up by YouTube, that you're using all of the features.
Does it tell you how many people see the live?
Yeah, it's views 6. I mean, if you haven't got many subscribers, there's going to be nobody there on the live. But it doesn't matter because it gets posted as a video anyway. It's just fun because you're there and you've got to perform. You've got to go for it. Also, you've got a community in there, well, posts. So you can actually put posts as well. So if you wanted to put a post, you can just come into this area. So I've actually posted the live, but you can actually put posts out there, which is a great idea because that's a little bit like social media. And all of these things are just ways of getting engagement. You're just getting engagement as much as you possibly can by stimulating as many parts of it as you can. And just don't get caught up on numbers. You know, just consistency is what's the real key. And the other nice area as well is inspiration. You can go to the inspiration part and it will give you ideas based on what your audience and your topic is. It'll give you ideas for your next videos. And you know that these are going to be highly engaged videos because it's what YouTube has analysed as to what your audience wants. And look at the titles and what I said about titles. You know, navigating the wisdom of age, insights from those who've seen it all. The wisdom of silence, discovering your true voice in a noisy universe. The art of productive procrastination, how pauses fuel real breakthroughs. Sounds like it's been listening to me, doesn't it? So it's obviously looking at what you're posting and it's finding what's popular that aligns with what you already do, and it's giving you, and that's why they call it inspiration. So you could click on here. You know, there's unpacking the surprising neuroscience behind subtle, meaningful connections in nature. Sounds a bit heavy for me. But if you click down, it's going to give you lots and lots of ideas. And the idea is just to stimulate new ideas. And it's unlimited. And you might want to just focus on one area, like nature reflections. If you click on that, it'll explore ideas on those. It'll give you more specifics. So these will all be about nature reflections. So yeah, so it's got built in. It's got it built in for you, which is phenomenal. So I will stop sharing again. Now, a lot of people say, what about analytics? Well, until you've got, you know, a few hundred subscribers and stuff like that, I wouldn't even bother looking at it. You just want to know that you're starting to get engagement and, you know, you're enjoying yourself, and don't get stuck in analysis paralysis of thinking, what am I doing wrong? Because when we say, what am I doing wrong? You're assuming that you're doing something wrong. No one said you're doing anything wrong. It may be that you just need to be more consistent. But looking at the analysis isn't going to actually help you answer that question. It's just going to add more thinking. You don't need more thinking. There's a lot to be said for inspiration, as in your own inspiration, and just being guided about what to do. And follow that, because that is far more intelligent than anything you're going to learn from any analysis. You know, follow your own gut with your ideas. Test stuff out. But don't get stuck in comparison. I helped somebody a few years ago. They had thousands of subscribers, and they were going to close the channel down. And I'm like, don't close your channel down. See, but that ain't what I do anymore. That was like a previous life. So I'm like, yeah, but the audience that you've got subscribers already, 20-odd thousand, some of those people might want your services, and they already know and like and trust you because you're the subscribers already. And they said, oh, I didn't think of it like that. So I said, so don't go clearing it out and starting again. Just start posting what you want to post now and notice what happens. So they got stuck into doing posts, and within a couple of months, the income that they were getting from YouTube, because they monetized it, because they had enough subscribers to monetize it, was paying their mortgage every month from a channel that they were going to get rid of. So there's a lot to be said from building an audience. What you might be building now might not be where you get, you know, lots of business from right now, but it may be that it leads into something in the future, and you're going to be really, really polished You know, you'll be able to upload a video, create a video, upload it, do all the optimization, do this, do that, get everything done. You know, an hour's work, sorted, done. And you know it's right. And then you know that you're going to come back and do it again. And then you might look at it and say, oh, that's nice, I've had a few views. But again, don't get lost in the numbers. Think about how am I going to get, how many customers am I getting from it? Do I need to do something as a bit more direct call to action? Let me test that idea out as well. It's a sandpit. Play. Don't be too serious with it. Just play in the sandpit, and enjoy yourself. And you know, you've got the tools to use, and we couldn't be more gifted these days with all what we've got. I mean, AI for, you know, descriptions and tags and everything else, and for good titles. You know, I mean, it's just amazing what it does, how quickly it can do it. You know, and that, you know, if you take the description, like the description I did for that video that I sampled earlier, if I took that description and I put it into AI and said, use this description to give a very short passage to introduce this video to my audience on YouTube, on Facebook. It's going to write it in seconds. Copy it, paste it, YouTube link, done, dusted. Another post. A minute. Because you're going through the process of creating the description, creating the tags, everything's in there, and then you're just extracting the little bits out of it that you need for other areas. You can even say, based on the script that I've just used for this 5-minute guided visualization, create a 60-second short that gives people a taste. And it'll write the script for you. And while you're in there in Canva, create that as well. And put it out so you've got a little plan of what you're going to do, a production line. And again, it doesn't need overthinking. It just, you know, it needs application, really. Just keep applying it and testing your ideas, putting the stuff out, improving it. Ask yourself, you know, what could have been better about that? Next time, what can I do a bit different? What ideas can I test out? If you're making 3 or 4 videos that are of a similar subject, then add an end screen to the videos when you upload them in the options, when you're going through the options of launching them, scheduling them. You can actually add an end screen. It's one of the options as you go towards the end of clicking that next, add an end screen, and the end screen will allow you to suggest another video. When they get to the end of that video, you can suggest another video for them to watch instead of them just getting to the end of the video and they fall off the cliff, as it was. There's another video there that you're recommending, because if you can get people to binge watch your videos one after another, again, YouTube are going to reward you, because, you know, it's it wants people to be hanging around for a long time. That is it. It's engagement, and it's the quality, you know, the time that they're watching it. So views are not really a measure of anything, because there could be all 3-second views. What's this about? Not interested. Gone. Oh, I've had a view. No quality, is there? You know, and if you're making a video, a little sort of thing to do is to say, you know, in this video, I'm going to teach you how to do this. Stay till the end, and I'm going to give you 3 tips. So you're telling them what to do. Stay till the end. I'm going to give you 3 tips. Then it's you're guiding them. You're instructing them. They're not thinking, oh, what do I do? What do I do? Essentially, people are quite insecure. And they don't know what to do or what's expected. So spell it out for them. So if you've got a 5-minute video, which is a long video, then kind of say, in this video, I'm going to quickly introduce what I do. I'm going to give you a little guided visualization, and then at the end, I'm going to give you 3 tips that you can carry out today that's going to reduce your anxiety while you're still sat in the chair. I mean, how appealing does that sound? You're making a promise, and you're keeping the promise, and they'll stay. Then go into analytics and have a look at that video and see how long people have hung around on that video, and you'll see that the length of time that they've spent on that video is going to be longer than the videos that don't make a promise. So you know, people are always looking for guidance, and there's always a lot of competition for their attention. So you're keeping their attention by doing that. If you want to follow anybody, if you write down this name, if you want to follow anybody on YouTube who's absolutely brilliant with YouTube stuff, a guy called Wes McDowell, W-E-S McDowell, M-C-D-O-W-E-L-L. You watch some of his videos. I mean, they're absolutely brilliant. And he talks about for business, and he busts the myths about, you know, how you're going to get people engaged and stuff like that, and what to do with your videos, and if you don't want to turn up on video yourself and all that kind of stuff. I mean, the list is endless. He gets millions of views, and he's a really well established YouTube expert. So definitely follow some people like that. They're serious people, not the ones who are promising you the earth, who's still working at Tesco's. This guy's earning a living, a good living doing it. He's got courses and everything. But, you know, I only recommend people that I've learned from. So definitely look at someone like him, because he will, just 1 or 2 of his videos, they might just, the titles are going to definitely jump out, because he's great at that kind of stuff to say what to expect. So, any questions?
I think my mind's a bit dead now.
It's been a long. You've done well to stick it out. I tell you what, all of you. Can't believe we're on nearly 2 hours 40 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, you've done well. Yeah.
Can I just ask? You said about the hashtag shorts. Does that go on the end of the video you upload, or just the title, or
just add it in when you go to the title? Once you've got the title in place, when the video is uploaded, if you put the hashtag and start typing shorts, a load of hashtags will pop up as suggestions.
Right.
Yeah, like a drop down, and just click on just click on that, and it will automatically put it in there.
Right. Yeah. Thank you. Can you do it on videos you've already uploaded?
Yeah, you can edit videos that you've already uploaded. Yeah, yeah. Just go into the content area and click on edit. Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Just one more. Sorry, just one more. When you share, you can share your YouTube video to Facebook, but for some reason it keeps saying you've declined this, and I don't know how or why I declined it. When you go on to share, and it says you can say put it to Facebook. When I press Facebook, it says this isn't available because you declined it. I don't know how I've declined it and how I can get it back.
It may be that you've declined permission for it to access your file or something like that. You'll need to look at the small print of what it's suggesting.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Now I'm just going to put a link here in the comments. Now this is to a live training in London at the end of this month, 28th of February, 1st of March. Myself and Richard Barker, the incredible hypnotist, that's his official title, are giving a live training in London, in quite central actually, E1. It's a boutique hotel called The Corner for 2 days. Now we've got 2 places left, and so if anyone was interested, just send me a message, because we're going to still honour the early bird price of anybody wanting to get. I mean, the early bird. You got the early bird, didn't you, Grant?
Yeah, I did.
Some
Yeah.
months ago, but we still, because we've got somebody dropped out, so we thought, well, those people, they got the early bird. So if anybody wants to go along to that, send me a message on Facebook, and I will give you the coupon code for the early bird, because you'll see the price is about $4.79 or something like that. Well, it's about $3.49 with the early bird. 2 days. We did it last year. Diane, who was just on, who's left, she was on the course last year. It's intensive. You bring your laptops. There's only 10 people. We'll go around the room and we'll guide you in what you're doing and what you want to learn. Richard is probably the most successful, financially, the most successful hypnotherapist I have ever met in my life. He knows how to automate and sell while he sleeps. And he does it at such an incredible rate. Now, considering last year, I think he did 300 comedy hypnosis shows on cruise ships and still managed to run a successful therapeutic business and still manage to have a lot of what I would call passive sales via his website and the automations that he's done. And he'll be teaching a lot about automations and things like chatbots on your website, that type of thing. I'll be teaching all about the AI and the creative side of things as well. But it's very much hands-on. It doesn't matter what level of expertise. I think we had somebody who was 74 there last year on the course. I mean, we're talking starter level. That's fine, because not only do we teach on the screen, we have a big screen, but we also come around the room, and there's plenty of time for questions, and then we go out and have a drink or have some food and stuff like that in London. It's a really nice setting. So say if anyone's interested in that, there are 2 places left, and I've got the coupon if you just send me a message on Facebook. It's a lovely spot. It's worth going a day earlier and having the day in London if you like London. But it is a really nice spot, and it's right next to, I think it's one of the main sort of tube stations. It's walking distance.
Aldgate.
That's the one, Grant. Yes, Grant's coming all the way from Spain.
Oh, blimey. I was looking to come from Scotland, but every time I tried to look at flights or trains or something, I just couldn't get. Yeah, I can't come down the day before because I've got a client. And if I did the late flight and got into London, it was somewhere to stay. And then the next morning I could get an early flight, but I couldn't get to the hotel in time. So I was just.
I was going to say, why don't you just come on your bike? It sounds like it'd be a lot less trouble.
Probably.
Well, and the other thing is, and I know some of you already are, if you haven't explored Therapy Business Club, which myself and my business partner Ewan Jubb run, lots of training like this, lots of recorded training. I've put the link in there in the chat as well. We have tons of resources in there, and we meet once a week for an hour and a half as a group session, where people share their wins. We have guest speakers, and we encourage people, much like what I've been doing today. We encourage people to be visible, and I think, well, there's probably half of you here have been involved in the Therapy Business Club at some point. So yeah, it's great to work with people, as I say, even from just starting, hitting the ground running, because what I found is that a lot of people will do the training and go, right, I'm ready now, and then it's like, what do I do? Where do I start? Julia, where are you? Where are you in the world?
I'm actually in England.
You're in England.
Essex, not yeah, yeah.
And are you a hypnotherapist, coach?
I trained as a hypnotherapist. Yes, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it was sort of getting all my certificates, qualifications, and what you were just saying, what do I do? And then I was kind of want to help people, but I was at the same time hiding. I wasn't putting myself out there. But yeah, I was looking what you're suggesting, YouTube as well. But I was thinking about it like for a few years, but I'm not sort of putting myself off all the time, you know.
Yeah. So are you?
So it's about visibility for me. Yeah, yeah.
Are you getting clients yet?
I wasn't because I was still in a job, so and things happened. I needed to sort my personal sort of life, so I wasn't. I had some on and off, but I never put myself out there
Okay.
as a business, as a
Bye, Hillary.
professional. I was hiding.
Okay.
Although I've got all the sort of I joined what's called professional, what general hypnotherapy register and things like that. But yeah, but now I'm ready. I think I'm ready to put myself out there. But I just need to start doing steps. Yeah.
Okay.
Not kind of a beginner in a way, but in the business, yeah.
Well, in the business, I mean, the business part of it, you know, a lot of people get into therapy and they're kind of like they're getting into therapy and they don't kind of realize they're getting into business.
Yeah. That was the thing for me was when I got qualifications, all exciting, and then I got so overwhelmed. I'm like, oh my God, what do the website first, or do this first, or do this first, and it just gone up to the point where I wasn't doing anything because it was almost like too much, and I didn't know where to go, right, left, or it was I just got totally overwhelmed with that. Yeah.
Well, I can tell you that everybody here will have had that experience.
Yeah.
You're definitely not on your own.
Don't worry, Julia. I'm in the same position. I've not done anything to do with my website. Nothing.
Oh,
yeah.
It's nice to know,
Don't worry, you're not the only one. I've spit the stuff I should have done 12 months ago, and I've done absolutely nothing.
Well, I can tell you, by the time you've gone through the course in London with us, Grant, then that will be a different situation there. You know, we'll definitely you'll definitely be light years ahead of where you are, and you will have an idea of what to do that's going to be effective and efficient as well with your time. Because I know that you're working with your massage and everything as well. So and you want to transition from that, and that's quite often the case where people are working in one modality and they want to change it because physically the bodies, it's kind of like they can't keep doing this all the time, so they want to be, stop wearing the bodies out and the joints out and start doing, doing the hypnotherapy more. But definitely, from a hypnotherapy is probably, I would say, the stuff against the stuff that you're up against. Like there was a famous hypnotherapist called Gerald Kine from Fort Lauderdale in Texas, and he said that the barrier to hypnosis is the fear of hypnosis, the public's fear. That's the barrier. He was a smart guy. I think when he died, his training course went on and developed into Omni Hypnosis in Florida now. So he was well respected. And he knew then, and I know now, that very much the barrier, the amount of times people will say, hypnosis, oh, you're not going to make me bark like a dog, are you, or whatever, or cluck like a chicken. And so you've got the negativity of control and manipulation, or the negativity of the films out there, or maybe some people have seen stage hypnosis that has not been very ethical. So all of these things kind of like are part of the cultural fear quite often. And so it really is our job to build comfort and trust. It's the comfort and the trust that people want. And so, I get clients from my local village because people are comfortable with me and they trust me because I do free sort of coaching sessions in my village hall every week. So it's kind of like, yeah, there's no barrier. I've done work with their grandchildren. You know, it's kind of like there's no fear there, and that's because they know me. Whereas, you know, going to somebody who you don't know, and working online, if you're working mainly online, then statistically, more people want to work still face to face. You know, the people who I know who have got full order books for hypnotherapy predominantly are seeing more people face to face than online, because people like the human touch and connection.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was thinking, because a lot of people I know go online, and I've done some online stuff. My biggest results are face to face.
Yeah.
My most impactful are face to face.
Yeah. And a lot of hypnotherapists, a lot of experienced hypnotherapists will say the same. I mean, it does work online. I use it
I agree,
online
it
all
does,
the
yeah.
time. Works online. But having somewhere where you can work face to face with someone is also an advantage as well. If there's that possibility, you know, don't discount that, because I say one guy I know, he was doing so well, and 80% of his clients were face to face. Now, if he had 20%, then that wasn't a business. But he had 100%, because he was seeing 80% of his clients face to face. He had a good business, you know, and so, you know, it's kind of, if you can have a bit of a hybrid, if there's a possibility of a hybrid of that face to face and online. Gwen, you have a hybrid. You see people face to face as well as online, don't you?
I've got a bit of a problem in that because I've not got the money going into the CAB, whether I carry on that way, because I can see them face to face for the initial consultation, but then a lot of them want Zoom for the actual second part,
right?
Because of the noise around in the actual.
Because of the noise. So the location. I thought it was going to be because people lived so far away. We being up in Scotland, but yeah.
No, it's the peace and.
Well, maybe it's time to look for a new location, as far as that's
well,
concerned.
my colleague and I were both looking, because she does Reiki, so we're looking to do something together. So she's got somewhere, but it's it's just finding it, working it through. Yeah, definitely.
I'm quite lucky. I live because I use my second bedroom as a therapy room, and I live literally right on a main road. And I've got high-powered cars going past, motorbikes going past, and I just frame it when they sit down. That they're going to hear all this and just to ignore it, and they do. In fact, I've used some of the cars, and I've heard the car or motorbike start up, and I've actually used that noise as part of it.
Brilliant.
You know, because I think, if they're not ready for, I've heard the car, because I live right opposite a massive gym, and I've heard the car or motorbike. I thought, okay, I know what that is, and I know he's going to rev the fucker up. Because the gym's a lot of the superficial people in the gym, you know, big cars, small testicles. So I use that, you know.
Not the testicles part, obviously.
No.
That's great.
I'm just going to say you're going to roar into something, or something
Brilliant.
like that.
That's great. Using the environment. You know,
I don't have much choice.
No. Well, every noise you hear, will take
my
you
other
deeper and deeper.
My other problem was there's no window, and I had a claustrophobic patient, and he almost ran out of the room because we just couldn't. The window.
These things you couldn't make up, could you?
No.
But let's face it. Everyone that you work with, every situation that you work with, all of it informs your practice.
Yeah.
All of it informs your practice. So yeah. Well, I think we've probably done. Thank you for your patience. You've been great. Wonderful questions. I probably had enough for an hour and a half, and so you've expanded that for me, and I knew you would, because there's always stuff that will come up, real world situations, and I hope you've learnt some cool stuff today that's going to help
yeah.
you, you know,
Thank you
help
so
help you
much.
get
Yeah.
more done. And I say, if anybody wants that coupon code for the London trip, there is nothing like it. There is nothing like it. When I trained with Richard last year, I just came out of the place and I just went, wow, where have you been keeping all this a secret?
Yeah.
Because he just, well, I say I've been in marketing a long time, and I learned so much from the approach. And the lovely thing is, you know, he's working full time in his business, and he's managed to automate things in such a simple way that just keeps ticking over beyond my imagination. I mean, I'm talking really advanced stuff that is really simple as well. So, you know, if you can make it, it'd be great to see you there. But say, check out Therapy Business Club, and yeah, I look forward to seeing you all again soon.
It's from my point, it's been really informative. I can't believe 3 hours have gone already. Thank you for spending the time, Kevin. It's been really appreciate that.
It's been a pleasure, and I love helping people, and so
Yes.
you can go out there and you can help more people as well.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Take care, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.